So I'm happy to turn the floor over to Tom Feit. Tom is the director of the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions. And Tom, you've been a strong supporter of the case study competition. I know a number of Indiana schools have participated over the years, and appreciate you joining us today to introduce our 2021 winners. And I know we're all looking forward to meeting them and hearing their discussion of their case study. And so, Tom, I will turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So again, Tom Feit here, the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions Director, and also the CSBS Vice Chairman. So I'm with you today, as Jim said, to announce the first place winner of the 2021 competition, CSBS Community Bank Case Study Competition, but also to introduce them and let them do their verbal presentation today. So the University of Tennessee Martin, who I saw pop up on the screen momentarily a while ago, hopefully you're still there, we'll be going through their paper today. Before we turn it over to them, though, I want to give you a little bit of information about the competition. So it provides students an opportunity to work with local community bank and provide original research. This is kind of a fun thing for me. This has been going on for 7 years. Believe it or not, time goes by very quickly. And I'll tell you, the cases that we see and the papers we see get stronger and stronger every year. Definitely one of my favorite things to be involved with. Over the years, I've really enjoyed meeting so many students, reading all the papers, seeing all the videos, at times even being one of the judges. It's been a fun thing for me to be involved with, a neat break in the day for a really neat cause. This year we had 35 entries from 29 colleges and universities nationwide. As most of you that have been involved in this know, we asked the students to partner with a local bank. And this year, with the question that they were trying to solve was, with these local banks, how's the bank navigated COVID-19? Obviously, kind of a no-brainer question for this year, probably given everything going on. But also along with that, how's the institutions navigated, new calls for financial institutions to be more aware and more involved in promoting diversity and inclusion? Two really big topics from last year, two big problems that we need to solve in our society. So this year that the competition studied those two topics. All the submissions from this year were really, in a word, terrific. Great reads. I want to congratulate all the teams for their effort, but I also want to take just a quick moment to give special mention to two other schools. So the Southeastern Louisiana University finished third in the competition, and also the University of Arkansas finished second. So definitely want to take a minute here to acknowledge their accomplishment as well. Really some terrific submissions from those schools. Now, if they're still there, I don't see them on screen yet, but if you are there, come back with me. There they are. Hello, everybody. I'll give you the winning team here from Tennessee Martin. So before you today, you see Benjamin Beard, Seth Bishop, Refugio Pelosius, Savannah Pham, Mackenzie Greger, and then also just a really quick thank you and a special warm welcome to their faculty advisors. So John Clark, LaJuan Davis, and Mark Farley. Thanks so much for all your support as well. The last thing I'll say here is for anybody that didn't win, by the way, including Jim, thank you for the honorable mention, but including my teams in Indiana, I'll say stick with it. This team from the University of Tennessee, Martin, has entered the contest, I believe, 4 years. This is their 4th year in a row. And it's kind of an interesting fact. This year, they actually worked with somebody at the bank that was their sponsor bank, who was themselves in this competition just a few years ago. So I think that's kind of neat. So long introduction, sorry about that, but team, I'll turn it over to you to present to us your very impressive case study. Microphone's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Fitch. I would like to take a moment to thank all the attendees for coming today. My name is Mackenzie Greger, and I am currently a senior at the University of Tennessee at Martin, where I study agricultural business with an emphasis in finance. I live in the most southern part of Illinois in a small town called Karnak. After transferring to UT Martin last fall, I searched for an opportunity to gain experience in the financial industry and connect with bank officials. The Martin case study team, with the help of TriStar Bank, was able to do just that. I quickly realized that banking is so much more than just depositing checks and providing car loans. Listening to TriStar's bankers' first-hand experiences gave me a picture of what a successful community bank truly looks like when serving its customers. A few key points were encouraging education to youth, participating in service events, providing a familiar face to customers, and so much more. I commend the CSBS organization, my teammates, my advisors, TriStar officials for such an in-depth overview and enriching opportunity in the banking industry.
Good afternoon. My name is Benjamin Beard. I'm from Union City, which is a small town in Northwest Tennessee, and I'm a senior at UT Martin studying accounting and finance. Being able to work with fellow students, professors, and banking professionals has been an excellent experience for me. The CSBS case study project taught me that community banks truly serve and care for their communities. This takeaway was most obvious when examining how TriStar operated during the COVID-19 pandemic. TriStar knew that having its branches lobbies open was important to its customers and strove to keep lobbies open while also keeping customers and employees safe. The team visited TriStar during the spring of 2021, and while there, the team clearly saw that across the street from TriStar's main office was a larger bank that continued to have its lobby doors closed. I believe TriStar was able to provide a higher quality of service because customers were able to walk into the lobby and speak to a bank employee face to face.
Good afternoon. My name is Seth Bishop, and I'm a senior accounting and finance major from Adamsville, Tennessee. I was grateful to work on such a comprehensive project with a group of determined students and excellent faculty members. I also really enjoyed learning about the Paycheck Protection Program from a banking perspective. It highlighted to me how important community banking is to America's economy.
Hello, my name is Savannah Fahm, and I'm from Halls, Tennessee. I am a senior at UT Martin, and my major is Business Communication Information Systems. Working with a team on a project like this case study was a new experience for me. By participating in this competition, I was able to learn a lot about community banking, finance, and working with other students as a team.
Hello, my name is Refugio Palacios from Dyersburg, Tennessee. I'm currently a junior at UT Martin and studying finance. My favorite part of this case study was getting to learn about community banking in general. Before working on this case study, I had not considered community banking a potential career. But after learning how dedicated community banks are to their communities, I have considered pursuing a career in this field. A little background information on TriStar. TriStar was chartered in April 1999 in Dixon County, Tennessee on the first day of the year 2000. Within approximately 2 months, the bank's founding fathers had sold $7.5 million in stock, and TriStar's growth has progressed ever since. By 2012, TriStar owned 6 branches in 3 different counties after purchasing 2 offices from Community South Bank in Columbia and Spring Hill, Tennessee. Also in 2012, TriStar's total assets grew to over $220 million, earning over 1.6 in net income. Even with the obstacles faced throughout its years, TriStar has continued to communicate effectively and build relationships with its customers in the Dixon, Williamson, and Murray counties located in Middle Tennessee. TriStar has been resilient and persistent in carrying out its mission to deliver superior service and meeting the needs of and finding solutions for its clients, shareholders, and communities. A little bit about the loan portfolio composition. As of December 31st, 2020, TriStar's loan portfolio composition consisted primarily of real estate and commercial loans. Real estate comprised the largest portion, averaging 78.6%, while commercial loans averaged 10%. Loans secured by residential real estate comprised 48.3%, and the remaining 46.6% was comprised of commercial properties. Real estate was a major area for TriStar because of Nashville's growth spilling over to its adjacent markets during these years, which created more opportunities for TriStar. The remaining 5.1% of the loan portfolio was secured by farmland. Other than that, TriStar maintained a similar loan portfolio composition over the same 5-year period. For the 5-year period, TriStar focused on financing small business growth, investing time and attention in commercial real estate and commercial and industrial loans. TriStar's commercial real estate loans grew at an average rate of 7.3% because of its willingness to work with small businesses. Commercial and industrial loans grew 15.6% on average from 2016 to 2019. However, in 2020, commercial loans grew by $24 million, an increase of 138% in a single year due to PPP loans, which Ben will further explain.
The 138% increase in consumer and industrial loans was due to TriStar's participation in the Paycheck Protection Program, a loan program created by the SBA to ease the negative financial effects caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. TriStar fulfilled its mission statement to provide quality banking products for clients with superior service in a secure environment as the bank operated during the pandemic. One of the requirements for the CSBS case study project was to tell one great story of how a community bank exemplifies a bank serving its community. The team chose to tell the story of how TriStar assisted a local manufacturing firm apply for a PPP loan. In one of TriStar's markets, the manufacturing firm had requested a $1.8 million PPP loan from a larger bank. However, the firm's managers were concerned that the initial request with the larger bank would not be processed in a timely manner, especially since funds from the program were dwindling. This firm was not one of TriStar's customers, but contacted TriStar on Tuesday, April the 14th of 2020, the week when the initial $349 billion would be depleted, and asked the bank to help the manufacturer secure this loan. TriStar knew the firm was a major local employer and that layoffs from a firm employing approximately 200 local residents would harm the local economy. TriStar agreed to assist the firm, and as proof of TriStar's flexibility and swiftness, the firm's PPP application was approved and funds were deposited into the firm's account the following week. As a true community bank, TriStar was able to move quickly and make a positive impact for many of its community's citizens. The actions taken by TriStar reflect the bank's eagerness to help its communities thrive, and examining the changes in TriStar's balance sheet as a result of the pandemic verify this fact. Seth?
As Benjamin mentioned, the pandemic had a significant impact on TriStar's balance sheet. TriStar's commercial loans increased by 138% between March and May of 2020, primarily due to $20 million of PPP loans. TriStar's deposit balance also saw a 16% increase in 2020 as a result of the pandemic. The bank invested in restricted and unrestricted securities in 2020 due to these increased deposits. TriStar also borrowed funds from the Federal Home Loan Bank to ensure liquidity during uncertain times. TriStar's cautious and effective actions in 2020 were reflected through its balance sheet and demonstrated in its employee policy changes. After the bank's lobbies reopened on May 4th, 2020, all CDC guidelines were followed to keep employees and customers safe during the pandemic. Despite the pandemic's challenges, TriStar continued to innovate with new programs and ideas for its customers. Considering past actions taken by TriStar to meet the needs of its customers and employees, the bank continues to focus on providing quality services to its communities. The third section of the team's case study focused on describing several communities that TriStar serves and the challenges it has overcome to reach and serve those clients. Savannah.
In addition to the pandemic, the U.S. experienced a substantial disturbance in 2020 with several highly publicized deaths of African Americans. These incidents invited discussions about social justice, diversity, and inclusion. Many banks and financial institutions reevaluated their cultures and practices. According to the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, many banks maintain that diverse and inclusive organizations are usually more profitable and productive. TriStar is a clear leader in its communities regarding the Community Reinvestment Act. The bank had a satisfactory CRA rating since 2002 until having an outstanding rating in 2021, which is the highest rating awarded in the banking industry. TriStar improved its community outreach in 2019, and this improvement was acknowledged by its CRA exam in September of 2020. The bank's outreach program was put in action to meet the needs of minorities and unbanked individuals. PPP participation assisted small businesses in the participation in the U.S. Department of Agriculture Rural Development, Tennessee Housing Development Agency, and Federal Housing Administration loan programs supported low-income and moderate-income first-time homebuyers. TriStar has actively created and sponsored programs to support minorities and low to moderate income borrowers. TriStar has a community council for which the bank identifies diverse individuals, including minorities, females, and younger professionals, to provide feedback to the bank and make decisions on effective ways to reach underserved populations. A minority minister and other minority leaders communicate information to the community about financial education opportunities. TriStar also participates in Black History Month sponsorships and events. For example, TriStar sponsors the Trailblazer Dinner, which focuses on successes of Black and minority members of the community. TriStar officers explain that stigma or fear can surround banking for some minority groups. Therefore, meetings were created to contact and specifically assist these groups with financial issues. Holding community meetings has allowed TriStar to engage more diverse markets. Mackenzie.
TriStar earmarks marketing funds to be used to create influential programs or support local events that increase economic development in serving communities. One such program is the STAR Student Program. The STAR Student Program rewards K-12 students for performing well on report cards. The bank found that low-income families have been unable to afford rewarding their children who have had exceptional academic achievement. Each child that brings in a report card to a branch location is allowed by the teller to open up a TriStar Youth Savings account. Each A on the report card receives an A, and for perfect attendance, $10. This stresses the importance of financial literacy by exposing youth to an introduction to banking and savings accounts. TriStar was the only bank to receive the Friend of Education Award in 2019. In 2020, the TriStar worked to ensure all students would be included in the program due to the pandemic creating changes in learning sources. TriStar officials have believed that the regulations could support community banks more by encouraging financial literacy to lower socioeconomic groups. Local programs have found that minorities are less knowledgeable about loan qualifications, credit score improvement, and banking opportunities. Financial literacy programs are thought to increase efforts of reaching these individuals. One element has been quite clear throughout the entirety of this project, and that is the support of the community banking industry to its surrounding communities. Whether referring to a bank CEO or a new teller, every individual has played a tremendous role in furthering this team's success. Each team member sought to work on the research project for various reasons, but gained so much more in the process. We have gained the skills of compiling data from the FDIC website to formulate credit analyses, walked in the shoes of bank officials explaining the decisions that dictate pandemic policies, and learned how banks are affected by social issues and how they incorporate inclusivity and how a bank's market boundary is determined. Our team has been fortunate to have decades of banking experience at our fingertips, and we can only hope that our efforts serve to encourage other students to embark on similar competitive adventures while ensuring that TriStar's story is told through our work. Thank you.
Perfect. Great, thank you for that presentation. So I know that there's like a special place at the bottom of your stomach that gets a lot of butterflies for this stuff, but you guys did a great job. So thanks for your presentation. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you at the virtual reception tonight. So I hope that everybody joining me on this conference today will come to the virtual reception as well and hang out with us and get a chance to talk to you. For anybody that can't make it to the reception, or also those of you watching on the web today, if you're interested in learning more about this team, their advisors, or the bank that they partnered with as well, CSBS has put out a blog to give you more information. You can find that at CSBS's website, or you can also find it out there on social media. So thanks again for your presentation. Now I'm really pleased to present, looking forward to next year, the topic for the 2022 CSBS Community Bank Case Study Competition. Next year, the focus will be this question. How has community banking changed in the last 10 years? And also, what do you expect in the next decade? So just like we saw from the winning team today, the winners will present at next year's conference. which, by the way, this happens to be the 10th anniversary of this conference. So you might see a trend there, right? So in the 10th anniversary, we're going to be looking back 10 years to what did banking look like when we started this conference, but also forecasting forward and thinking about what will banking look like when we come together 10 years from now. So I'm looking forward to seeing the competition next year, and also who's going to be the winner next year. As a reminder to everybody listening today, just heads up, in order to participate in the 2022 competition, faculty advisors must submit a statement of interest by January 10th of this coming year. Note that you don't have to have the whole team in place by that time. You just have to have a statement of interest submitted. The deadline then for February 21st of 2022 is the time when you need to have your entire team in place. So again, January 10th, statement of interest, February 21st, entire team in place. Lastly, if you want more information, visit csbs.org's website, and more specifically, csbs.org/bank case study, all one word. One last time, big congratulations, University of Tennessee Martin. Thank you for your presentation. Back to you, Jim.
Great, Director Fite. Thank you very much. And congrats again. Let me offer my congratulations to the team from the University of Tennessee at Martin. I will also note that the case study is being published in the Journal of Bank Case Studies, along with the runner-up and the third runner-up case studies as well. So a copy of that will be available on the conference website, www.communitybanking.org.